Christmas, the time for giving and wishes, and going broke while buying gifts for your family and friends. It's when Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas Is You is being blasted on the speakers. But I'm not gonna be talking about that song on this podcast. Instead, I'm gonna talk about something that may be familiar and new at the same time. You see, I've been on a little bit of a Team starkid hyperfixation, and one of the more recent things they've created so far is A VHS Christmas Carol. The musical is actually up on their YouTube channel and free to watch, so you can actually go and enjoy the show from the comfort of your own home. Anyways, A VHS Christmas Carol is a one-act musical based on, you guessed it, A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens. But this musical has one little twist to it. The style of music is based on the style of 80s music. The music and lyrics are written by Clark Backstresser, a member of Team starkid. Okay. So you might be thinking, what's Team starkid? Basically, Team starkid is a musical theater troupe in the United States that started in a student-run theater organization in the University of Michigan. And for about 14 years now, they've been making musicals, short web series, and plays. They became famous through one of their productions all the way back when they were in college, called A Harry Potter Musical. Now this went viral on YouTube, and honestly, I could go on a whole tangent about it, so I'm just gonna skip to the next part. Side note, I'm gonna be talking about the original album released in 2020. starkid has performed this musical for 4 years now, so I'm only gonna focus on the album. Now that we've got out of the way, let's talk about A VHS Christmas Carol and why it's good. So, what exactly is with the music of A VHS Christmas Carol? Why specifically this one? I mean, there's been many iterations and parodies of A Christmas Carol before. It's clear that this is a well-known story and that it's had its cultural impact on society since it was published nearly 200 years ago. So why am I recommending this one iteration to you? Well, it has the ability to hook you in the story of Scrooge and makes you feel emotions that the music only emphasizes from the original story. Each of the songs in the album perfectly captures the energy that each of the characters show or represent. In the song where Belle breaks up with Scrooge, entitled That's Scrooge, not only does the music reflect the mood, it also conveys the emotion the characters feel, especially in the climax where we feel the regret that Scrooge feels, as well as his disgust and disappointment for his past self for letting her go.
More to see from this younger you.
You mean this dumber me? Cause this Scrooge is an idiot. He still has a chance, but he's missing it.
And the pain that Belle feels when she makes the decision to break up with Scrooge.
This Scrooge, I'm giving back the ring.
Doesn't know anything.
In the music, you can feel all of the characters' pains, and surprisingly, it also makes you feel bad for Scrooge, who is known as the greedy and meanest person in London.
This Scrooge is the Scrooge that says goodbye.
Another song that shows an important part of the story is Christmas Electricity. Sung by the Ghost of Christmas Present, it represents the Christmas spirit with a fun and energetic tune.
Wanna know what I'm talking about? What I'm talking about? Follow me around the town, I'll show you how I get down. Wanna know what
It also makes sense why this is one of the most popular songs in the album, with 136,000 listens on Spotify. It's very catchy and it just makes you want to dance right on the spot with how fun it sounds.
Christmas electricity, Christmas electricity, Christmas electricity is here. I think I'm ready for Christmas electricity.
The next song, Priceless, shows the Cratchit family. It's a slower melody compared to Christmas Electricity, and it's an homage to 80s romantic songs.
Being with you, being together is a treasure impossible to measure. It's priceless, even a king.
It represents the love and care that Bob and Emily Cratchit have for each other and for all of their children. It also helps that the singers who play Bob and Emily Cratchit are a real-life couple, so you as an audience can really just feel the love and happiness their characters have in their lives, even as they struggle with money.
We may not have a lot, but there's lots of love among us.
Tim may be tiny, but his heart is humongous. We may be poor as dirt, but this soil is rich. Just listen to this key change out of the bridge.
Okay, I can honestly go on and on about each of the 8 songs in the original album, but this podcast would be way too long by then. And honestly, if you want to experience the whole thing, you can go and listen to the whole soundtrack. It's worth it, I promise. Anyways, thank you for listening. Goodbye.